Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. Do me a favor kindly and subscribe to this platform. If it's your first time here, if you're meeting me for the first time, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me. And don't forget to click the notification icon because I don't want you to miss a single update from Mr. PDT from the Enlightenment series. With that being said, let's get down to the chapter. Let's get down to the topic of the conversation. The caption of this video reads, Apostle Kasichukwu, the Akara Ho, the old firewood, the lion killer himself, the encyclopedia of preaching. Here's a special message. Here's a special message for your favorite daddy GO for the General of God, as you all call him, Mr. E.A Adeboye. Okay, whenever we talk about Adeboye, most people, they feel like we are touching the anointed. Most people, they feel like we are crossing the line. But let me give you people a reassurance, and let me tell you people that this man is not anointed. Adeboye is not anointed. Whenever we touch him, don't be shaken. Don't even move a little bit. Don't even feel like we are crossing the line, because I have cross-examined Mr. Adeboye using the Holy Testament, the Holy Constitution, the Holy Bible, and Mr. Adeboye has been found lacking, deficient, and seriously wanting. Everything that Mr. Adeboye stands for has nothing to do with the kingdom gospel, has nothing to do with the word of God, and it has nothing to do with uplifting or leading anyone to the promised land, to heaven. Mr. Adeboye is running a program which is centered at siphoning funds from his gullibles, which is centered at milking his gullibles of every penny that they have. Mr. Adeboye is the master principality who worships the god of Mammon. Mr. Adeboye loves money so much that he has rededicated his entire ministry or his agenda in the church of God. Or should we classify the likes of Adeboye as part of the body of Christ, or they are running different entities? Because what Mr. Adeboye administers, it has nothing to do with the word of God. It has nothing to do with the church of God. It's an entire cult. His practices, his entire organizations, his conduct, some of the rituals that he makes his gullible followers follow through, they have nothing to do with the manual of life. It has nothing to do with the instructions of the scripture. Hence, we call the shrine of Mr. Adeboye a cult. All those members of his, they have fallen into a trap of subscribing to a notion, to subscribing to common practices which are parallel to the practices of the New Testament, to the practices of Jesus Christ himself. So when we touch them, do not be shaken. Mr. Adeboye is nothing of God. So before I speak much, let me play a short snippet from the old firewood from Apostle Kasichukwu. So this video is just a commercial break. I had to slide it in simply because I recently posted a video about Adeboye as well, and I recently posted another video about Apostle Kasichukwu. So I think when I post this video, it's also something that is going in line with what we spoke about in the previous episodes. And this particular snippet, which is coming from Apostle Kassy, this is when Apostle Kassy was still a lion killer, when he was still the Akara Ho. When he was calling out these DGOs without fear, without prejudice, without compromising, when he was still standing his ground, regardless of who he is right now, because now he is headed somewhere else that we have no clue, no idea of where he's going. But all this is due to the pressure that he got from God. It's all coming from the pressure that he got from Jeremiah Omoto for Pain, because Jeremiah Omoto for Pain has tamed the tail of a lion, and the lion has bowed down on the footsteps of Omoto for Pain. The lion has given away his title. Now he's just Mr. Kasichukwu. I don't think he's still a lion killer. I don't think he's still the old firewood. We are still yet to examine if he's still the encyclopedia of preaching. But Mr. Kassy, he downgraded himself so much to a level of apologizing to Jeremiah Omoto for fame, to a point of going down to Omoto for fame and plead for forgiveness. Man, I know Kassy has it in him. It's just a matter of time. So we give him time. I know eventually, sooner or later, he's going to come back to his senses and he's going to fight a good fight and he's going to continue from where he left. He's never going to be comfortable, living his life in prison, living his life in bondage. No man will ever enjoy life, living life as a subject of another man, because right now he's just a subject of Jeremiah Omoto for fame. Everything he does is predicated on playing safe, of being very cautious, on trying not to offend Omoto for fame. But be that as it may, I'll play you a short snippet which I extracted. Someone tagged me on a post that was done by Real George, and there's a specific part of the entire video that took my interest, where Apostle Kassy was calling out Mr. E.A Adeboye. He was calling him out so hard. He was hitting hard on him. And I would want you to also hear what Mr. Kassy said. And let me make a disclaimer. I don't think this video is recent. And I think this is a video that he did some time ago. But be that as it may, whether it's recent or not, remember the internet never forgets. The internet has a very sharp memory. And what we want to put into consideration is the message, not the actual date or day when the video was published. So listen to what the Akaraho had to say about Mr. Adeboye, Mr. E.A Adeboye. Check it out.
People say you are looking for cheap popularity. I started reigning 7 years ago.
Yes, sir.
So if you don't know me, you are new. And now?
But newcomer.
Kassy. No, if you don't know me, you are new now. You
yes,
can't
sir.
type Google, not see me there.
At all.
You are new.
Newcomer.
You are new. But because I want to, I should keep quiet. Things are going on wrong. We should make our father uncomfortable. Let them wake up. They are looking at us as a sinner. Now their sin pass.
Yes, sir.
Any spiritual father that cannot sacrifice for you is not worthy to become your spiritual father.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sinner. Star iniquity nature.
Yes. No matter how bad your son is, if your son is arrested for anything, you still go there and bail your son and warn your son. But father that we are seeing these days, if a son, no, but the son not even do, may they just hear say the son say, or they say the son say, you will see that they will not attend the program. Yes, they will stay, but they know how to collect gifts, they know how to collect money, they know how to collect riches, they know how to do this one.
Yes,
how long will that end? I saw Apostle Justice Suleman saying we want to go and give Papa Adeboye a gift, a man that did not come to your program. And it's your spiritual father.
Yes, sir.
And it's your spiritual father. You want to see, go and give him a gift. A man, we have fathers who we believe on, but they don't believe in us.
Yes,
we
sir.
have fathers who we can die for, but they cannot die for us.
Yes, sir.
That is nonsensical pit of ridiculous father.
I hear you, sir. May they get out.
May they get out. May they get out.
Yes, sir. My father is a God.
Get out. As I speak here, I say, Suleman, get this kind of man. Me, hey, nice church service. Now
yes,
that
sir.
day, me and your father and son end. That
break
day.
up.
That day. That day. Fathers who cannot stand for son. Fathers who are after the success of a son. They can collect our money, collect our gift, but they cannot stand for us.
Yes, sir.
What a nonsensical pig of ridiculous father.
Audio fathers.
Is that how their father treat them? Is that how the house treat them? And they are where they are today. Where they are today.
So here the Akaraho, the lion killer himself, he used to say, he was trying to put the church of God in order. He was trying to clean the mess in the church of God. And here he was actually siding with his spiritual father. Was he already a spiritual father of Johnson Suleman back here when he was talking here, or He was not yet a son of Johnson Suleman. I don't know. But be that as it may, what he was doing, he was just trying to advocate for Johnson Suleman to say, why do you have a father like this? And he was calling out Adeboye to say, what kind of a father are you, of a spiritual father are you? Because apparently Johnson Suleman had a program. In this program, he invited Adeboye to come to become the guest of honor. And it so happened that Mr. Adeboye did not turn up. Mr. Adeboye did not show. And in turn, Mr. Suleman did not take it personal. Suleman did not take it personal. What he did was actually to prepare a gift that he went to go and give Adeboye, regardless of the fact that Adeboye did not show up for his event. So that's where Mr. Kasichukwu is coming in now to say, what kind of a father is this? It's a nonsensical father, spiritual father, my foot. We want fathers that can stand for their spiritual sons, not fathers that want to take advantage of their spiritual sons' success. Not fathers that just want to come and take the money of their spiritual sons. When your spiritual son is arrested as a father, you're supposed to come through and help your spiritual son. When you help your spiritual son, then you can ask later that, my son, what happened? What got you arrested? So here I was just trying to solidify the role that spiritual fathers should play in the lives of their spiritual sons. Hence he was calling out Adeboye that Adeboye is just after money. Adeboye is just after Suleman's success. Because according to Kassy, I believe Kassy actually believed that Archbishop Benson Idahosa was the mightiest man under the sun, the mightiest man of God under the sun. If you can listen properly to what he was saying, he was actually acknowledging that this is not what Archbishop Benson Idahosa used to do. He believes Archbishop Idahosa is the one who laid the foundation for all of these other prophets, for all of these other bishops, for all the Adeboyes and the Oyedepos. So he's trying to tell them to say, was making reference to Benson Idahosa to say he was the greatest father who used to play the proper father role to his spiritual sons. So he was questioning Adeboye, why can't he also emulate what Archbishop Idahosa used to do? What interests me in this video is not what Kassy said or what Kassy was saying or anything. The fact that he said it, the fact that he called out Adeboye, that's where my common interest is. I know some people will start questioning that, but how can you speak like this to the grandfather? Because apparently Adeboye is a spiritual father of Kasichukwu's spiritual father. Adeboye happens to be the father of Johnson Suleman. And Johnson Suleman happens to be the spiritual father of Kasichukwu. So the question that most people will start having is, how can Kassy be calling out the spiritual father of his father like this? How can he be hitting hard on the grandfather, on his grandfather? How can he be speaking with this tonality about his grandfather, about Adeboye, if Adeboye is the spiritual father of his own spiritual father? That's where the conversation is. That's where the interest is. The fact that there is that level of confusion, the fact that there is that level of misharmony, that's what interests us. But there's nothing that can please me, or there's nothing that can excite me other than seeing this level of confusion in the camp of darkness. Other than seeing this level of confusion or of conflict in the camp of charlatans. And I wish if Kassy can come back to his senses, and I wish if he can keep on hitting on Adeboye, I wish if he can come back and keep on hitting on E.A Adeboye. And I know a day is coming when Kassy comes back to his senses. That's why I always still have hope in Kassy. If we can have a few Kassys out there that can still stand their ground and call out these DDGOs, even though he's correcting the DDGOs on matters that really don't have any merit. The issue that he's calling out Adeboye really does not have merit. The areas in which I think, or I wish, or I want people to be calling out these men is on the basis of their doctrines and their falsehood. Because it is clear and it has been evidenced that Mr. Adeboye is leading people astray. Mr. Adeboye has gotten masses trapped Mr. Adeboye has manipulated masses. And if we do not fight for the flock, for the masses that are following the likes of Adeboye, we are actually going to lose the plot. Because at the end of the day, our battle, our fight is to win more souls for Christ. We cannot allow the devil to jubilate, to be victorious by using the likes of Oedipos and Adeboyes to lead these masses astray. So we come in to come and push, to come and pull them back to the kingdom, to come and draw them back to the truth. Even though this truth that we dish out to them on a daily basis might sound bitter, it is worth it. For what it is worth, we have to keep doing it as if our lives depends on it, because it does. That is our mandate as disciples of Christ, to fight for the flock, to win as many souls as possible. If you're an Adeboye follower listening to me, or a Depo follower, or any follower of these charlatans, this is my message to you. These men that you're following, they have nothing of God. They were not sent by God. They are leading you astray. Our prayers for you, my prayer for you, is that you wake up to this reality, you wake up to this truth, and seek Christ, not the DGO. And seek Christ, not these so-called spiritual parents of yours. And seek Christ, not these fathers of faith, as you call them, generals of God, as you call them. They are not generals of any God. They might be general of a God with a small g, not generals of our Holy Father who's in heaven. So thank you, Kassy, for the old video that you did. And we are praying for the spirit of the lion killer to be reinstilled in you so that you can proceed and continue fighting this good fight that you had been fighting with audacity and with such bravery. And I remember you used to call out Jeremiah Omoto for Fain as well, without fear, without compromise. And I hope if that spirit can be reinstilled in you, I pray, we are still praying for you so that you can also join the team that is fighting for the body of Christ. Because we are the team, the Enlightenment Series team, we are fighting for not only justice, we're not only fighting for humanity, but we are also fighting for the truth. And the truth has to come at whatever cost, which is a cost I believe Mr. Akaraho does not want to pay, but the truth of the gospel must be fought for and must be disseminated across the continent. Everyone that calls themselves a Christian must know the truth, because the truth will set our people free. And the truth is, these DDGOs of yours have nothing, no relationship with Christ. They are not your intermediaries. They can never do anything for you spiritually, physically, or in whatever way that you can think of. It's only Christ who must remain at the center of it all. They have replaced Christ. They have made them the big deal. They are the ones who are filling in the gap now. They are the ones that you call the God of my spiritual father now. You have taken Christ off the pedestal. No, you haven't. They have. And they have put themselves on the throne. So wake up, my African people. Realize this truth. And let's start fighting a good fight. So till I meet you again on the next episode of the Enlightenment Series, it's Mr. Pull the Trigger, as we are going to be looking at much serious and more important issues. Like I said, this was just a commercial break so that I can just reinforce my 2 previous videos that I did, but we keep record of everything. So it's important that we know and you know that Mr. Adeboye needs to repent. With that being said, I'm out.